Can't even remember how to dance. Could you imagine that? And morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Cupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. It's Friday. Yeah.
When you see me dance, I dance like a wheel man.
In the end, we will win. Once we stay focused and committed. Take a little dance this morning. It will warm me up a bit. And it's the right dance. Good morning, Big J and family. Out there in Providence in St. David. And while up there, good morning to Kim and family. Good morning to Miss Dawn Bowler and family. The folks inside of Dodma. Paulie, good morning. Vincent's, good morning. Syracuse. Of course, Corinth, good morning. The McQueens, the Josephs. Yeah, Rashiba. And Princess. And next door is Krima, good morning. Kalisha and family out there in the Moai. Good morning to your mom. And all the folks in the vicinity. Take a dance this morning. Dance like a winner. Yeah. The folks inside of Paradise and Dunfermline, good morning. Lafayette, Lakabeke, Moncton. Marybone Bylands, good morning. Yes, I am. Might not be evident yet, but it's in the making. Yeah. I feel like dancing. Yeah. The music there of Godwin Omegal. Winner man. You're on the bus. You can tap your feet like I'm doing now. You can knock your head. Yeah. Make a joyful noise this morning. You're alive. You might not even be well, but you're alive. And es muy importante. Yes, most important. So many folks went to bed last night. Did not wake this morning. And in some cases, the family members might not even know that they've transitioned because they think they might just be resting. Somebody's gonna have some sad news, but it's not you because you're alive. Your family are alive. All members of your family. If by chance you've lost someone, when my condolences go out to you, be strong. Today is going to be a really, really tough one for me. My mom is being laid to rest all the way in Canada today. The late Patricia McSween, Yeah. Nonetheless, Aluta continua. May her soul rest in perfect eternal peace, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning to all those of you who are listening and you're maybe hospitalized at the moment, you're on a bed. I do wish a speedy recovery. I hope that you get well at the earliest possible time. Reaching out to the medical fraternity. Good morning to all the doctors, the nurses, and everyone involved in the medical field. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Mitchell. Yeah, Not Dr. Keith. Well, good morning, Dr. Keith Mitchell, too. I'm talking about what's his first name again? Dr. Mitchie in St. David. Yeah. Morning. All right, so let's do what we do at this time of mornings. Let's get to the word of the day. And the word of the day today, it is an action word. It is a doing word. And let me say good morning to Dr. Lane too. Dr. Lane, good morning to you, all right? You good? Nice. All right, the word for the day today is the word extirpate. Extirpate. E-X-T-I-R-P-A-T-E. It is a verb. And what extirpate means is to destroy completely, and it is often, though not exclusively, used in reference to plant and animal populations. It can also be used to mean to pull up by the root and to cut out by surgery. Get extirpated. Nice. Here's how we can use the word. Despite the years-long effort to extirpate it from the landscape, purple loosestrife continues to thrive in the town's wetlands. We can also say the district attorney is vowing to extirpate political corruption from City Hall if she is elected mayor. Okay. What's I'm trying to remember the lady's name that is the lady that is in Thorn in Donald Trump's flesh at the moment. What's her name? Letitia James. Yeah, Letitia James. Yeah, she is extirpating all the corruption. And I love to hear Donald Trump's remarks. This corrupted, a political witch hunt. Yeah, I've done no wrong, I like to see him talk. Good morning to the Taylor family out there in Corinth. Good morning, the sister that is visiting. Good morning. You think it easy to take it easy? Morning, Miss Taylor. Good. Nadisha, here's your thought of the day. Good morning to you. I am yet to pass and get its peanut butter snow ice. As I said, I haven't tasted one that is in comparison anyway close to the one at Ronda's little deli in Corinth, but nonetheless, time will tell. The taste of the proof of the pudding is in the eating. In this case, the proof of the snow ice is in the sucking, So, yeah, I'll suck one of these days and see. But I can tell you off the bat, you've got a tough chance, okay? Good morning to all those of you who are on the fishing boats, the fishing vessels, the yachts, and so forth, and you're locked in. Good morning to you. Brother B, good morning. I haven't heard from you in ages, man. Yeah, nice. All right, Nadisha, the thought for the day: a normal person will focus on the worries of next month or next year, but a wise will focus on opportunities in the next 24 hours to avoid them. I like this one. A normal person will focus on the worries of next month or next year, but a wise will focus on opportunities in the next 24 hours to avoid them. And that them is referring to the worries of next month and next year. So you look at the opportunities that are available today that will avoid you of the headaches next month and next year. That's wisdom. Yeah, that's wisdom. Nice. Okay, so what's buzzing this morning? Again, I am going to remind you of the no hunting without permission in people's property. Yes, the hunting season is open for the manikou, the tattoo, the iguana, the rami, and the monkey. All right, the season is open until the 31st of December. It was opened on the 1st of October. But I have to remind you that in order to hunt in someone's property, ensure that you get the expressed permission first, okay? Yes. Nice. Also buzzing, yesterday I told you of this job fair that is being put on by the Ministry of Youth. Yeah, that's coming on, the Division of Youth. It's on for age groups 16 to 35. You can come and unlock your future at our mini job fair, a dynamic opportunity to gain potential employment. Join us for a day of inspiration and networking while you learn about available jobs in the market. Walk with your cover letter, a CV, and prepare for an on-the-spot interview. Now that runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Westerhall Secondary School. Come out and be a part of it. You're between the ages of 16 and 35. Come on out tomorrow, all right, and be a part of the job fair. Of course, Six Senses Resort representatives will be there. You might just land yourself a position in the prestigious resort, the Six Senses, and that is going to be awesome. So come out tomorrow, come prepared for that. Yesterday I also told you of this noble gesture by Captain Harris. Well, subsequently, he has been looking at sites in Marquis and in Budge Grove, the La Fosse area, where he's going to be erecting two other bus sheds, bus stops, if you want to call them that. And I think, when the time is right, he should be given some level of recognition for that noble pro bono. Yeah, it's free. It's no cost to the state, actually. No cost to the state. He dug into his pockets. He's already erected either six or eight. I'm yet to confirm the number. He's launching another one tomorrow at the Montfendu Junction in St. Patrick. And the next stops will be a Marquis and also in La Fosse, Budge Grove area. Right? So, good morning, Captain Harris. And again, man, on behalf of the people of Grenada, thank you so much for this noble gesture. So, folks, that's it for this segment. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Before we run off, let me just see what's happening on our Facebook page. Mary E. Banks says, good morning. Veronica Sandy says, good morning. Gordon, Innocent Joseph, Grenada Carriaco, and P.D. Matney. Good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Monica Mayrose Williams says, good morning and blessings. Cheryl City says, good morning to all the beautiful people in Grenada. Catherine Phillips says, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent. It's okay to dance. Yeah, forget which foot is the left and which is the right nowadays. I haven't danced so I'll dance in church Sunday. Trust me, yeah. Come to church Sunday, Westerhall New Testament Church of God. If you, whatever area you are, look for a church on Saturday or Sunday and visit a church and express yourself. All right? But if you're in Westerhall and surrounding vicinity, Stone Road, Redgate, we have a church in Beaton as well. All right? So you can go to the New Testament Church of God in Beaton and go on the Gabriels and Mr. Griffith. Is Griffith boy? Hope I have this surname right. But you'll be happy that you did. Cheryl Charles says, morning blessings to all listeners and viewers. Have a safe weekend. Judy Lewis says, good morning, innocent and blessed weekend. Thank you, Judy. Veronica Sandy, condolences to you, Gordon. Rest in peace, Mom. Yeah, today's gonna be a touching one, but I'm a tough cookie. When I look back at the things that I've been through and I look at what I'm going through, I know that I can face anything that comes tomorrow. So bring it on. Sylvina Child says, blessed morning, innocent, and everyone listening at this time. Yoland Swan says, good morning, Mr. Joseph, and to everyone listening your program. Happy Friday. Blessings to you. Happy Friday to you, Yoland, and all the wonderful folks out there in Upper St. John and St. Andrew. Let me see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. Right, morning, man. You is a joke. Only talk you're talking. You're afraid because you can't talk again. Who you mad or? Can't talk. Nobody can stop me from talking. Are you mad? Oh, Nadisha talking about the snow ice. Nah, well, maybe, but I'll see. Morning, Gordon. Blessings to you and the GBN staff. Please extend best wishes to Leonard Bob on his birthday today. This is coming from Tanti Worley. All right, okay. Spice Queen says, accept my sympathy, innocent. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, her journey is completed. Ours are still here. You know, I'm gonna cry when I have to. Yeah. So, folks, this is where we take that break. We've got to present the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather to you here on Classic. This morning's edition, however, those of you who are on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Just a little programming note. This morning, I will be joined by Mr. Richard Duncan. He is the CEO of the CBI program, and we're coming to demystify all the myths and so forth that people have about the Citizenship by Investment program. So we look forward to that conversation this morning. Until then, see you on the flip side of 7.
You want to get an insight into your life? Are you willing to find astrological solutions? Master Shivrudra, the world's best psychic and spiritual healer with competency in other services too. He has guided many people who are going through a situation to find solutions to their problems and use astrological remedies for positivity. He provides services to get your ex-love back, negative energy removal, family problem solutions, health problem, and many more.
He located at Grenada STT, George's. Call him or WhatsApp +1 for 735375939.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
Thanks for joining us. Members of one of the Jean Anglais families displaced by fire 2 weeks ago are still trying to piece together their lives as they work toward rebuilding their home. My colleague Beverly Telesford caught up with them today.
4 houses were burned to the ground and 1 partially damaged in the massive fire on the evening of Friday, October 20th, 2023. Most of the homes were inhabited by extended families with multiple children. GBN caught up with one of the families on Thursday. They have since been housed at a rented property with the assistance of government. Charlene Regis, matriarch of one of the households, gave an update on how they have been since the fire.
Saturday morning, when we were sitting, a lady came with a book. And she said she want to speak to people, household head by head. So the first one went up and she let me sit. And when I sit, she was telling me she from the ministry and what assessment they could give. They could, we have to move from Tropicana. What the government did is that we could rent a place for us for 3 months. We have to look for a place to get for 3 months. And they will pay $650 for the 3 months. So I like to say thanks to her. That's the same lady who was here sitting by me here, and to the people who donate clothes.
Regis said they have been affected by rumors in circulation by people who insist they should not be helped.
No, we have certain women who go on Facebook and calling up names and asking people to do help us and them kind of thing. All who ask, they saying they can give me a feedback. Down to today, somebody was by me and I just asked them again and they tell me they can't give me a feedback. And number one, they does not give back. She forgot to tell me that it doesn't give back wall house.
While GBN was on the scene, a representative from the Social Development Ministry paid a welfare visit to the family. One of the reasons behind the visit included a video on social media which depicted two of the children asking for donations at the front of a supermarket in St. George. Regis relayed that the children had no school uniforms to go to school on that given day. However, they were not there during school hours. The caseworker informed Regis that the students were underage and should not be sent out to gather funds. GBN caught up with the patriarch within the home, Dexter Thomas, who made an appeal on behalf of all the affected families.
With my and others, I would like for all of we, oh God, as God in heaven, thank God for life, we get back a roof as quick as possible. Because as I was telling her, doing it as a kid in a way to me, I could stand up under the tunnel and shelter. But I have an 11 months child, plus the others, my brother-in-law, they are younger children than me, my child, which was 2 weeks going on 3 weeks when the incident occurred, right? So, I mean, please, calling on to the public, like if they could assist who needed a shelter for us, please help us, please.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The Royal Grenada Police Force is reinforcing the need for motorists to adhere to all road traffic signs. Although traffic lights are still going through the testing stages, motorists must be aware of the fines associated with their violation. Christina John has the rest of the details.
Traffic lights were turned on at over 7 locations on the island on October 21st. However, not everyone is familiar with its use, especially new drivers, while for others it would mean reacquainting themselves as the lights were out of commission for a number of years. Inspector Ryan Smith, in explaining how the lights function, explained that the sensors which are beneath the road's surface will only be activated once a vehicle is properly positioned.
Traffic lights were turned on in the areas of Paradise Bridge in St. Andrews, Bowler Junction, Grenville, Grand Dance, that is in the Food Fair area, Belmont, and within the tongue of St. George's. The RGPF are in the monitoring and testing phase at the moment. Yes. That is to determine whether or not we have to adjust how the traffic flow or the timing. Of the light. So we have taken that soft approach in terms of dealing with violations of the law in terms of the traffic light. Yes. We also want the motor vehicles to come as close as possible to the stop line so they can activate the sensors to ensure that the lights function properly.
The officer wants both motorists and pedestrians to pay particular attention to the lights signals, which are meant to regulate the flow of traffic and ensure safe crossing as well.
Once you're approaching the stop line and the light begins to change, it will change from green, then to amber, and then to red. Now the amber comes on. Once the amber comes on, the driver must be in a preparatory stage to stop the vehicle. So once you see the amber come on, you can stop the vehicle. Also, the flashing amber means that the driver can proceed, and when we say proceed past the stop line or the signal poles, all right, or the signals, but you need to proceed with caution once the lights are flashing amber. Okay.
Inspector Smith said one of the feedbacks received from the motoring public is the time the lights take to change in some areas. Both motorists and pedestrians are also informed that the speed at which someone drives is being monitored by cameras positioned on the lights. The officer warns the public that violation of the traffic signs carries a fine.
The general public know that failing to obey a traffic light signal carry a a ticket fine of $500 with a maximum fine of $2,000.
Okay.
So it is an expensive offense. So we want persons to be aware of that. There are functioning cameras that will be monitored daily.
All right.
Daily. Also, there are buttons on the traffic light poles that need to be activated in terms of being pressed by the pedestrian once that pedestrian wish to use that pedestrian carriageway.
All right.
So once they press, the light will change. So then you will see once they press the button, a white man will appear.
Yes.
All right. And once white man
I like your description of that.
Yes. And then you go across and walk across to make it simple.
All right.
Christina John, GBN News.
Other news, Grenada's fiscal responsibility measures are now enshrined in the Fiscal Resilience Bill, which was passed in the last sitting of the Senate. It replaces the Fiscal Responsibility Act number 29, 2015, which came into force on January 1, 2016, and was amended in 2016, 2017, and 2019. Fiscal Resilience Bill 2023 is the product of multiple consultations and a review of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2015. The proposed amendments to clarify ambiguities, introduce specificity, ensure consistency with other legislation and policies, along with injecting more realism into the Act to better support the day-to-day fiscal operation of the country. Senator Jonathan Lecret presented the bills to the House.
In 2020 to 2021, during the COVID-19 pandemic, it became necessary for the Ministry of Finance to re-examine the provisions of the 2015 Act to determine the most fiscal response, the most prudent fiscal response within the legislative confines, which posed challenges at that particular point in time. Accordingly, another IMF assessment was conducted as part of the IMF's annual economic surveillance mission for Grenada in 2022, which reiterated the need to simplify the fiscal framework, clarify ambiguities, introduce specificity, and ensure consistency with other fiscal legislation.
Despite the reviews, Senator Lecret stated that the then NMP administration did not address the issue head-on, and a second review conducted by the IMF resulted in the development of the Fiscal Resilience Bill 2023.
The findings of this review, Madam President, members of this Honorable House, were discussed with the Fiscal Responsibility Oversight Committee, thereafter named FROC. The FROC acknowledged various shortcomings and proposed a repeal and replacement of the 2015 Act, the FROC's 2018 report. End of quote. The 2018 review, Madam President, was also followed by a technical assistance mission of the International Monetary Fund, thereafter IMF, in May of 2019. The IMF's findings, Madam President, supported the recommendations of the Ministry of Finance for legislative reform and comprised additional recommendations, reformed measures to strengthen the fiscal framework.
All right, so we can tell you too that the bill was passed in the Senate on October 26, 2023. Coordinator of Youth Carleen Perriman addressed youth parliamentarians at the closing ceremony of the inaugural Primary School Youth Parliament in St. Patrick on Wednesday. Perriman said the Primary School Youth Parliament is more than just a simulation, noting that it is a platform that empowers young people to articulate their thoughts, express their concerns, and envision a better future for themselves.
This momentous occasion marks a significant milestone in the journey of our young minds towards active civic participation and responsible leadership. Witnessing you throughout your training and here today in your presentation, there is no doubt that your dedication, enthusiasm, and commitment was nothing short of extraordinary. You have proven that age is not a barrier to making a positive impact.
The youth coordinator wants young people to view this experience as a guide for future endeavors. Advisor to the Youth Minister Patrick Simmons said what was exhibited by the young people is a revelation of what transformation is all about.
The Youth Parliament is something that all successive governments actually had, and they implemented from one government to the other. Transformation gives us the opportunity to tweak what we have inherited and put it in a position where we can be able to facilitate those that we want to see be transformed.
The junior parliamentarians were assigned ministerial portfolios to debate the resolution, be it resolved that the common entrance exam be reinstated as the means of assessing the readiness of senior primary school students for secondary schools. The Primary School Youth Parliament sitting was held earlier today.
Hey, come closer. I want to tell you something amazing.
I am Nexa. And when I say Nexa, I mean more than just another financial institution. We're a family. We're a community.
A community that listens and values your voice in every decision we make.
Big financial decisions can be daunting, but Nexa is a strong support system here to guide you every step of the way.
Nexa believes in empowerment, but you are never alone. We're with you wherever your road leads.
Whether it's owning my first home, educating my kids, or starting a business, Nexa is where I am following my dreams.
And here's the exciting part. You can be part of this incredible journey too. Just join today.
I am Nexa, and you can be too.
We're making it even better to be a Nexa member. Ask a friend who's already a member to refer you. Our members refer someone, and both of you can enjoy special rewards. It's a win-win. Call us at 440-1354. Visit us on our social media or our website for how to join.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Grenada, get ready. A new season of the Grenada debates is coming. Informative, impromptu, bright young minds sparking powerful ideas. The Grenada debates, September 2023. Tune in.
Network News, welcome back. The Duncan Mitchell-led administration approved a substantial number of new citizens over the last 15 months through the CBI program, bringing government close to its revenue target for 2023. Beverly Telesford reports.
Between January 2017 and September 2023, a total of 11,814 new citizens were granted citizenship through Grenada's Citizenship by Investment or CBI program. Out of this number, the Duncan Mitchell cabinet approved 4,342 individuals, accounting for approximately 37% of the total new citizens within the 15-month frame from July 2022 to September 2023, which, according to public data from the Ministry of Finance, is the highest number of approved citizens since the program resumed in 2014. In comparison, the previous Dr. Keith Mitchell cabinet approved 7,472 new citizens between January 2017 and June 2022. Opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell expressed concern over the safety of the program, with the majority of new citizens being from Russia.
The whole question of the CBI, the challenges that the CBI
CBI, we know what's happening now. For example, we heard the announcement by the CBI personnel that most of the successful applicants in CBI applications are from Russia, 90%. And you know the war in Europe, Russia's and America's position with respect to Russia now. That's going to be a challenging thing, and therefore the CBI could be threatened. So the main source of revenue that this country has been operating on, this government, for example, because they have no really major initiative as far as project and economic activity is concerned.
The 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure disclosed that the government had set a target of EC $240,461,920 in revenue from the CBI program for the period of January to December 2023. However, as of September, the fiscal report indicated that the government had already earned EC $239.5 million. This suggests that the government is on track to meet its revenue targets. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Providing conveniences to make the school environment more conducive for learning is part of the overall plans of Minister for Carriacou and PT Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Tevin Andrews. Minister Andrews on Thursday fulfilled his promise to the Harveyvale preschool with the delivery of a refrigerator. He noted that with the recent high temperatures being experienced, it is essential that the staff and students enjoy a cold drink. The school's lone freezer has not been working for over 2 months, creating a serious challenge for the institution. Sharon Bishop McLaurin's teacher in charge of the school, along with students, expressed gratitude for the donation. Meanwhile, government is putting plans in place to refurbish the Harveyvale preschool to improve the environment for both teachers and students. Now, set in the period leading up to and beyond the events of October 19, 1983, a play by Francis Urias Peters has been attracting the interest of Grenadians since its first staging in October. Nisha Paul spoke with the playwright, who is the artistic director and creative consultant at the Labucan Center.
Play Redemption Time features Bianchi Toussaint, Samuel Ogilvy, Sylvan McIntyre, and other creatives right here at the intimate Labucan Creative Center. The playwright related that the play has been well received thus far and is also expecting a packed venue this weekend.
The play called Redemption Time, which we're doing here right now after 10 years, which focus on the Grenada Revolution, and you look at the pluses and the minuses, and even the actors and actresses who are involved in the production, it's a learning lesson for them. And the reviews that we have been getting for this production, I mean, really, after it has been staged for 10 years for the first time, the reviews been staged right here in the intimate setting of Labucan Creative Center, it is astounding.
Over the years, the Labucan Creative Center has been keeping the intangible culture alive through the staging of several plays, including a monthly Calabash Night production, bringing enlightenment, edification, and entertainment to the people. The first staging coincided with this year's National Heroes Day celebration on October 19.
Good news is that we are now, this is the last weekend that we're staging, and practically is another sold out weekend. So we have to look at the possibility maybe later on to do a repeat performance, but the support really has been overwhelming, and we want to thank the Grenadian public for coming out and assure them that there will be another showing sometime, hopefully in the near future.
As the community eagerly anticipates the next chapter in the Creative Center's theatrical offerings, there is a renewed sense of appreciation for the nation's history in the staging of Redemption Time and the enduring spirit of the Grenadian people. Peters reaffirmed his commitment to using art as a vehicle for education, enlightenment, and the preservation of Grenada's rich cultural heritage, with the promise of more to come. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi!
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Coming up on Caribbean Medical, breast cancer.
And millions of women are every year surviving breast cancer and living full and complete lives.
So once again, promotion, prevention, these are areas that we need to strengthen on so that we can even get early detection and then we can walk from there.
Caribbean Medical, right here on this station.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, food and rum cravings acting up? Well, it's that time of year in Barbados. Over 1,000 runners on the streets of Port of Spain. It's the newest road race challenge, a Panas premiere. It's all next on this station.
A Touch of Class, presented by Regan Mendez and Friends. The music.
right, good morning. Good morning, welcome all to the conversation this morning. And as I told you earlier, I'm joined by a distinguished gentleman this morning. I like to call folks like him honorable, the Honorable Richard Duncan. Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Not yet. Thank you very much for having me on the program.
Yes, good. And as I told you, the purpose of the conversation this morning is to demystify the issues surrounding the Citizenship by Investment program, the CBI program. It's a very topical issue these days. We're hearing a lot about it, not just in Grenada, but around the world. A lot of drawbacks and so forth. So this morning, the intent of the program is to clear up some of your misconceptions and misperceived ideas, and you can call in and ask your questions. Mr. Duncan is very, very much ready to answer and have a dialogue with you as much as possible. So once again, welcome, sir.
Well, thank you very much once again. My pleasure. So essentially, we are having, we meaning the Citizenship by Investment Committee and Unit, we are having a program at the Deluxe Cinema on Friday, this evening, at 6 p.m., where we are going to engage the Grenadian public on matters concerning the Citizenship by Investment program. And the whole idea is to remove the mistrust, to remove the misinformation, to let people know that it's not a dark, murky place that is hard to understand, nor is it a haven for crooks and scoundrels. So we are inviting the general public to turn out to the Deluxe Cinema at 6 this evening. We are also going to be streaming online, and both online and at the Deluxe Cinema, people will be able to ask questions and have their issues addressed.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. What exactly is this Citizenship by Investment program, which we call CBI for short? What exactly is that program?
Okay, so I like to place the concept of citizenship by investment in historical context. And my favorite approach to taking that historical context is to go back to biblical time and to bring people specifically to Acts 22 verses 23 to 28, where it is chronicled that when Paul was about to be flogged by the centurion, he asked, is it legal to flog a Roman citizen who has not been found guilty? The centurion was surprised that Paul was a Roman citizen. So he went to the commander and asked the commander, what are you going to do? This man is a Roman citizen. The commander came to Paul and said, are you a Roman citizen? And Paul replied emphatically, I am. I was born a Roman. And the commander replied, I had to pay a lot of money for my citizenship. So there you had clearly the concept of Rome accepting an investment sum, a monetary sum, to allow someone to be a citizen. So that's a historical and biblical context, if you may. And this concept has taken on different mutation and incarnations over the many centuries. And therefore the CBI program is that we are witnessing now in the 20th into the 21st century, just another incarnation of that concept. It's a global industry that over 100 countries participate in. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, I think around 15 billion or more. And Grenada and some of the OECS countries are very small players. Turkey alone has about half the market.
Wow.
Right? But other countries have their programs, again, different calibration, different flavors, whether the United States, Australia, Canada, it's all over. And then there are many developing countries and so forth. Over 100 countries have a program encouraging investment migration of various strains, whether it is citizenship by investment, residency by investment, call it what you will, but the basic concept remains the same.
Okay, and what are the prerequisites? Someone wants to
to come to live in Grenada? They want the citizenship. What are the prerequisites? What should they do? What should they have?
Right, okay, so first of all, let us be very clear that there is no requirement for you to reside in Grenada to become a citizen under the CBI program in terms of the law that we have. So there are 3 routes by which you can become a citizen. You can make a contribution to the National Transformation Fund. You can invest in an approved real estate project, and the dominant real estate projects so far have been in the area of hotels, resorts, as we like to call them sometimes, or you can make a significant investment in a business of your own. So those are the three routes that can be taken to become a citizen. Obviously, you go through an extremely rigorous vetting process in order to have the CBI committee make a recommendation to the cabinet for your approval. And I would tell you that in law, there are about 6 grounds on which you can be denied, being considered for a citizenship in Grenada. And once you get those paperwork and documentation in and the due diligence exercise is carried out, then we can consider you for a favorable or otherwise recommendation to the cabinet.
Okay, and is there like a minimum or maximum amount to the dollar figure to that investment?
No, you are quite right. So again, it's legislated. The real estate option, as we like to call it, that route, requires you to invest $220,000 as an individual. If it's a family, then it's calibrated based on the size of the family. For the National Transformation Fund, it's $150,000.
EC or US?
US.
Okay, yeah. US. Okay. All right. Well, and how? Well, you've only recently taken the helm of that department, the CBI program. How productive, how good has it been to Grenada? I mean, although you just taken over, but I'm certain that you've been following it because you've got a wealth of experience in the financial sector. So these are the things that might have been interesting to you in your previous portfolio. And how do you grade or rate how beneficial this program has been to Grenada?
Yeah, well, I think the evidence is clear, is very stark, that the program has been significantly beneficial to Grenada from the standpoint of investment into these resorts, albeit none of the major ones has come to fruition. So we have still a distance to cover, but we are this close to having the Six Senses open their doors in February of 2024. The Kawana Bay, which was going great guns, as you know, has stalled, and there are efforts now to resolve that. We have smaller ones, though. The beach house, that is pretty much, again, close to completion. So I think in 2024 we will see finally the opening of these significant resorts on the island under the auspices of the CBI program. So what that does, obviously, employment creation during the construction phase, no doubt. When these projects are finished, there's ongoing and continuous employment by the people who work there. And the training and upskilling of your hotel workers will be important to make sure that you can remain competitive. It's one thing to build the facilities, it's one thing to have heads in beds and have people come here consistently. And that also ties back to the viability of the Maurice Bishop International Airport, because unless the aircrafts are coming filled, and we have the hotel rooms to accommodate the people, then the project basically will continue to falter, meaning the airport itself. So that's one aspect. In terms of the National Transformation Fund, a lot of monies have gone into social programs, and we have the numbers we'll share with the people this evening. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I think in terms of GDP, as much as 3.5% to 5%, right, of revenues from CDB is attributed, well, put it this way, the percentage of revenues collected in relation to GDP is about 3 to 5%, right? 3.5 to 5% okay. So it's not insignificant. And this year, in terms of the percentage of revenue from CBI in relation to the total revenue intake of the country, again, another significant contribution. Let me also mention that we do have smaller completed projects under the CBI program, so I must mention Point at Petit Calivini, a nice boutique property that has been completed under the program. So the benefits are undisputed, in my view, and we continue to work towards ensuring that people understand what's happening. We just erected 2 major billboards on 2 of the bigger projects that CBI has supported, or which were funded, put it this way, from CBI resources, and that is the Monkuma Road, which, as you know, is a major bypass road in light of the Molina slippage, and of course the River Road flood mitigation project, which has been a perennial problem for the residents and businesses in that area.
Okay, now over the years, we've seen situations and heard of situations that weren't very pleasant as it relates to the kind of people that were called Grenadian because they have a citizenship and a passport. In present time, is any steps being taken to ensure that we don't have such instances again?
Okay, so I always like to tell people that when you look at the issue of people who hold Grenadian passports, there is Botanical Gardens and there's Burns Point. CBI is located at Burns Point. We vet, do the due diligence, and make recommendations for people to become citizens. We do not issue passports. That's the role of the immigration once the cabinet approves the person. However, the scandals that we have been hearing, or that are now pretty famous, are holders of diplomatic passports. Some are not even Grenadians, either by naturalization or by citizenship. They are not. So there's no evidence in the public media or otherwise where since 2014, because the law came into being in 2013, I think, program started in earnest in 2014. To date, there's no one who has been arrested, charged, or tried for becoming a citizen by investment under the program. There was one scare in the very early beginning, right? And I think that was properly managed, right? But since then, all the bad, negative news that you've been hearing about Grenadians or people with Grenadian passport, not even Grenadians, are in the diplomatic circles. And I think that we take great pride in the CBI in making sure that with the help of the FIU, with the help of the international due diligence firms that we use, and with the help of a regional coordinating mechanism, or DD, meaning due diligence, vetting, examination, find out information on these applicants, has worked exceedingly well. None of us want to turn on our radio or TV, tune into CNN or BBC, and hear that someone has been arrested. Now, if you are arrested for an act that you committed after becoming a citizen, then there's nothing that we can do about that. However, the failure and the embarrassment comes when you actually were engaged in activities that were discoverable before the decision was made. And we make every effort to discover what is there to be discovered.
Because in that case, if someone who had, questionable past activities comes through the crack, then it means that the organization did not do its due diligence well enough.
Right. So if one person comes through, that's one too many. Right? But any system as designed is subject to potential failure. And that's where risk management comes in. So in law, we are required to deny someone who is engaged in, for example, activities that are likely to bring the country into disrepute. That is legislated. If you are a security risk, and that is picked up by the authorities with whom we work, that is a ground for denial. if you were denied a visa, for example, to countries with which we enjoy visa-free travel, that's a ground for denial. So the whole idea is for the vetting process to discover these things. If you have been denied in another CBI jurisdiction in the Eastern Caribbean, that's a ground for denial. So you cannot go around shopping. That you get turned down in St. Kitts, come down Grenada, to believe that the system is laxed, and therefore you could shop around. No. These things are pretty much locked as far as the process is concerned.
If someone is denied citizenship through the investment, is there a mechanism for them to appeal that denial?
Well, that's a very interesting question. The answer is yes, right? You have a right to appeal. And there is an appeal tribunal set up by the Grenada authorities to hear your appeal and to make a recommendation back to the cabinet. The appeal panel is not a decision maker. They might overturn the decision previously made, but then they still have to, get the final sanction before the CBI unit can proceed in the event that the denial is overturned. But the right to appeal is in place, and it's only natural that people be given a hearing once they feel aggrieved by any process that you set up based on the rule of law.
Okay. Jillian McIntyre says, good morning, Mr. Duncan.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, let's engage our first caller in the program. Like I said, callers, you can have, you can have a conversation with us. You can ask your questions. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Joseph. Greetings, Mr. Duncan. Trust that all is well with you. I want to refer to your analogy. Is the name Paul you mentioned? Your biblical analogy relative to investment for citizenship?
Yes, sir. Acts 22.
Hallelujah. Here we go. The fact is, the difference then is that the man was present in the territory. He was there. But our situation is one where we have, for the average Grenadian, faceless people. The Grenadian people do not know who these passport holders or investors are. They have no affiliation with the Grenadian people. They have no nexus with the Grenadian people. This is the difference. You know my position on this thing. To me, it's treacherous, it's high treason, but that's my opinion. No one has to understand. But that's the difference, Mr. Duncan, sir. I just thought I'd draw that as a comment. But congratulations on your job. Have a job to do. Get on with it and do it in the best interest of the people. Have a nice day, will you, sir?
Yeah. Thank you very much. And rest assured that is what I'm going to be doing. And we do agree that there are different, what would I say, evolution. It has evolved over the centuries, and there are different, flavors and permutation of the whole question. But the basic principle of becoming a citizen by virtue of making an investment in a second country
is not
absolutely not.
It's not anything new.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the telephone.
Appreciated.
Yes. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Innocent. Like Mr. Rulo, I want to make reference to this biblical quotation that Mr. Duncan came up with. Mr. Duncan, we have to look at who Paul was. Paul was a converted Christian who was going about to propagate the gospel of Jesus Christ. He had no threat. He posed no threat. He had no vested interest except the gospel. We are going to those people, especially some of those countries the two major countries where we have the most. We know these people's political trend. We know these people's political pursuit. They have been here before during the revolution, especially the R1, and they have an an ingrained feeling that if they get Grenada, they could be in direct position to strike the United States of America. They don't come in here because they love Grenadians and because they want to make something happen for us. They just come in here for convenience, for the time is right, to use Grenada as a launch pad for their wars and what they pursue in the future for their own benefit. This is what they're doing in Ukraine now. Ukraine was part of the territory. They separated, now they're going back. Look what's going on there. And we are putting Grenada in a terrible, terrible position for the not too distant future. And I believe it's a wrong thing. I think it's hatched straight from the pit of hell, and I think we need to get out of this CBI thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller.
Well, no, I think my response is, pretty simple, that the concept remains intact, that any country, nation state can have a program. As we do, there are over 100 countries in the world with it, including the United States of America. And being the global industry that it is, I think the Grenada authorities have decided that a slice of that global endeavor belongs to us, and we are going to compete for it. We are going to do it with the greatest care and diligence that we are capable of doing, and to ensure that the country and the population benefit significantly from the process. Are there downside risks? Obviously there are. What industry or enterprise is without risk? And our task at the CBI unit and committee is to identify and mitigate those risks. And I think that the evidence so far, since 2014, is that we have been able to achieve that risk mitigating measure. We still have work to do, I believe, within the region and also within Grenada to ensure that we run the program, manage the program in such a way that we take into account the interests of all stakeholders.
Okay, we have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. How are you, sir?
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Mr. Innocent.
Hi.
Good morning to your guests also.
Good morning.
Mr. Innocent, it is my opinion, listen to me carefully. It is my opinion that the CBI program, as it is a cost to this blessed country. And to this end, I am asking for a national forum on the CBI program, spearheaded by the academias, the technocrats, and the intellectuals for the future of this nation and going forward. Have a great one. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you.
No, I think the caller has a point in terms of continuing national debate. The industry is pretty much, I wouldn't say well researched, but a lot of research is taking place. Up to yesterday, the Grenada Cooperative Bank, some of the developers, the local agents had a pretty decent forum. It was the fourth annual forum called Investment Migration Roundtable, where that kind of debate and discussion is taking place as to how to improve the program, its administration, its risk management, the strategies that should be put in place in light of the evolving trends and so on and so forth. So that is taking place. The fact that it is settled law, right, meaning that it is legislated, it has been tried and tested, and improvements are being made over time, that basically it is part and parcel, of what we do. In fact, the current administration has articulated clearly how the CBI sits within the financial and investment architecture of Grenada. So I would like to encourage the caller to join the discussion at the Luke Seminar Cinema this evening. If you cannot attend physically, to come online, because we will be entertaining questions in the chat, as it were. There's a book out. It might be available on Amazon, people who are interested. By Dr. Surak, I think it is. I got a copy yesterday, so it's great piece, in my view, of academic literature on investment migration. So those who want to study it further, could do so. But as I say, it's a global phenomenon. It is not new, and all we have to do is to make sure that we understand it properly, we put the mechanisms in place, and we work those mechanisms as designed to ensure that things run smoothly. Now, just to come back a bit to the forum or the symposium this evening, we have 3 well-researched and seasoned, as it were, presenters or discussants. We have Dr. Wayne Sandiford, who is a member of the CBI committee and has been so since 2017, so he's well experienced, well versed, and he's going to be looking at the myths, of the and misconceptions about investment migration. He's going to also be looking at the size, of the investment migration pie and, stuff like that. Then we have Mr. Thomas Anthony. He's the Chief Executive Officer, again, well respected in the industry and so on, and he's going to speak about how the process works to keep the program safe and to manage risk. And then we have Miss Dia Forrester, former Attorney General, legal counsel, and she's a local agent, which is the in-law, the people through whom the applications must flow to ensure that they comply with Grenadian law before they reach the CBI unit. She's going to speak on how they go about doing their work. Yeah.
All right. Tell you what, folks, we take a quick commercial break and we'll be back. I am speaking with Mr. Richard Duncan. He is the CEO.
Chairman.
The chairman of the CBI program. All right, we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
A Touch of Class, presented by Regan Mendez and friends. The music, the magic, a full choir, together with musicians, singers, dancers, and band, presenting a classical treat at the Grenada Trade Center on November the 19th at 7:30 p.m. A Touch of Class awaits you. Indulge in the classics from Carmen, Phantom of the Opera, and more. A musical evening filled with passion and excitement. A Touch of Class. Tickets are available at Go-To-Fet and Grenadian Optical for only $75. A Touch of Class.
Hi, good day. My name is Kyle Sylvester. I am the manager and founder of Case Farming Enterprise. We're an agro-processing business that are involved in the processing of agricultural goods, where we do bottle seasoning packs, lettuce, kale, and broccoli. Sometimes we as human beings get sick or injured on the job. NS provides a safety net for us. I am here to encourage other entrepreneurs and self-employed persons to sign up under the NIS Self-Employment Program.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Mention the wing carry, then you have things like man, you must come back, We have the low power that.
When you push your push up, it is kind of like the same man and
It's just different names for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning. We're talking citizenship by investment with the chairman of the CBI committee, Mr. Richard Duncan. And one of our Facebook contributors asked the question, what percentage is going toward the country? Can you say one country that have so many people selling passports? Now, let me clarify this. Does the citizenship by investment program necessitate, or is it compulsory that once you become that citizen you get a Grenadian passport?
No, the two.
The reason for asking that is because people are so concerned about people who are not born and bred Grenadians having our passport. So is it a must that they must have a passport?
Right. So the way the program is designed, once you become a citizen, you are entitled so certain things as a citizen of Grenada. One of them obviously is to apply for and to get a passport. And invariably, most people, if not all, right, will want to apprise themselves or avail themselves of the opportunity to hold a Grenada passport. So essentially, it is part and parcel, of the program. In terms of the percentage, again, I like to encourage people. I mean, the World Wide Web is there at our fingertips, right? To research, you could Google St. Kitts, Dominica, Turkey. As I say, Turkey has the lion's share, right? 50% of the global market. And you would see the numbers, in St. Kitts, Dominica, St. Lucia, Grenada, and Antigua. So we are early starters. St. Kitts has been in this thing since the 1980s. We started or restarted, for want of a better word, in 2014. The law was passed in 2013. So we are still in the infancy, as it were, in the CBI space, but we are getting there. The program is well run. Some of the ratings that we see and we'll share in the forum tonight, as far as the ranking of the program in terms of the due diligence and the stringent measures that we have in place, is pretty high, and we are becoming increasingly competitive. We have less than 2% of the global market. In fact, I think we rank third, if I'm not mistaken, of the 5 countries in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. We have been making some strides, and we might have a bumper, we are having a bumper year this year, but we expect that the pre-COVID levels will be what we have to be looking at in 2024-25 and beyond.
That last statement that you made there seems to be a major contention with the people. The fact that you say, we're having a bumper year this year, meaning that we're having a lot of applicants and people being successful in becoming nationals or citizens of Grenada. I read in the news earlier in the week that for the year so far we have 11th, no, not for the
well, since the program started
11,000
close to 11, yes,
just
right,
a little above 11, and for this current year, I think from June to September it was 4,732 or something. And that seems to be, people seem to have a phobia with the fact that so many people are coming in. One of the concerns is that these people are coming and taking up all our lands, buying our lands, and things of that nature. So what can the program do to alleviate the fears of the people and see that the people who are coming in are not necessarily a threat to them? What can be done?
Okay, so let's deal with the question of coming in. And I think that's where the contradiction is, because Citizen Rolo is saying that these people have no connection to Grenada at all, besides being a citizen and a passport holder. So they are not coming in physically. They have the right to come in, right? But they are not coming in as such. So I think we need to dispel that one. The second issue is the rights of these people. As a citizen, you have certain rights, and the right to can own a business, right? The opportunity to send your kids to school and so forth, because it's one of the things that we sell in a program, that is SGU. It's a great place to send your kids to school if you choose as a Grenadian to do so, and if you choose to settle and live here while your kids, go to school and so on. These are opportunities that you have. And people should not feel that they are going to be crowded out from the opportunity to purchase land or to own a home or any such thing. In fact, the more people that you have who have a particular income bracket and investment strength will be the better, in my view, for the economy. The idea that in this global space that your 133 square miles are for you and you are alone by virtue of your birth, right? But at the same time, all your people could leave and go in other person's space. Those are not, it's not congruent. I mean, Grenada essentially probably has more people outside of Grenada than they have in Grenada. So the movement of people across the globe legally is part and parcel of what we do as the modern day civilization. And there are different routes by which people are allowed to do so legally and properly and so forth. So we have seen the significant investment in Kawana Bay, though it is stalled. We are seeing it in Six Senses in La Sagesse, which is almost completed to be opened in 2024. Intercontinental is well on the way. We have Grenada National Resort. In fact, they just landed, I think, about 40 containers of equipment and so on to really and truly start that project in earnest.
And where is that project being done?
Right, that's in Livera.
Okay.
Right, so a lot of heavy equipment has come in, pile drivers, concrete mixers, and stuff like that. So in other words, the notion that you can develop your country through a program like that, as I said, is nothing new in the world. The question is, are we making the best use of the resources? Are we creating buffers or contingency funds, for example, so that in a rainy day we could get something to go by in the event there's a next pandemic and so forth? So these are the things that we need to put in place, in my view, as we go along in developing the program and ensuring that the people benefit. And again, being a global industry, there's absolutely no reason why Grenada cannot prudently get a slice of that space or sector for its own growth and development.
Okay, let's take this caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Morning to the gentleman.
Morning.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, they operate in this country like a cruise spin. You squeeze the head and the foot open. The CDI program, he just talk about mention school of medicine. They should take a page from Sir Eric. We have several things to develop. All these fellas dealing with hotels. He just talk about Kawana Bay. Kawana Bay is a disaster. Now you hear that a swapping will be going on for Kawana Bay. Silver Sands taking over Kawana Bay, and they're giving us a piece of land by Cameroon Park. So I don't know if that's working right. Then secondly, now, what is happening? In Mr. Eric days, you come to build a hotel, but we have a fire station to build. We want a factory. We want something. So you have to work with the boat. You get in the hotel first, but you'll get a permission, you'll get a passport. But we want to see that some factory develop, something with a hospital start moving, something in culture. We need to modernize our road system. Let's see how these people go. They're not doing anything they really develop Grenada. They're building a base so that they can operate their business. They have a park, they can operate their business. They bring in tourists, they give the government a little chip in, and then kind of stuff there. But we need more proper thing to develop the Grenada and the infrastructure. These fellas and them, they're just talking, and they're talking to a lot of people that don't travel. If you travel and you see how people developing and simple development they're doing in the country for the people, the ordinary Grenadians that travel, he taking 10 and 15 years before he could get a citizenship in another country. So what they're talking about, these fellas talking stupidness. Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, well, I think the caller has a point. The question is there an overarching strategy in Grenada as to the type of industries in which we are going to encourage, foreign investment through the CBI. That's one, right? Should it only be hotel resorts? And the obvious answer is no, because that has its purpose, and I have defended it in the past, and I'll do so again this morning, as well as there are other things to be done. Now, the National Transformation Fund, right, which is where the government now has the right to use those resources as it sees fit. So we spoke about the Monkuma Road, we spoke about the River Road Flood Mitigation Project, and there are one or two others. But these are the two significant ones. How do you use those resources to help improve your infrastructure and to further transform your economy? That's a question on the National Transformation Fund side.
That fund, that National Transformation Fund, is it something that has just been set up, or it's been?
No, it has been in the law. It's in the law for the longest while, since 2013 when the law was first.
Yes, I haven't been hearing much about it.
Well, most time here, NTF, and not much has been done, right, to shed light on the National Transformation Fund or the CBI program itself. So what we are doing this morning is part of that quest, which we will continue, and there'll be other manifestations of our attempt to enlighten the people on the program. So it has not been done in the past. There's no reason why it should not be done now, so it is being done now. And I could tell you that in the National Transformation Fund, the regulations require the creation of a contingency fund where we'll have some buffer resources put aside for a rainy day, and there are rules around which those funds are to be used, or the conditions that would trigger the utilization of those funds. So that has to be built up over time as part of the whole program. But coming back to the caller, so he's right in the sense that are there other things that we can do to more efficiently and effectively utilize those resources? And the answer obviously is yes. But let me say categorically, for the umpteenth time, the Morris Bishop International Airport, according to Morris Bishop himself, as a gateway to Grenada economic future, rests heavily on its utilization. Not by Grenadians to go away and to come back, but rather for goods and people to come in and out of Grenada. And the people who are coming in will be or have been the tourists and the SGU students. Do you have enough hotel rooms, quality rooms, right, to attract enough flights over a period of time to make the airport viable? And I'm telling you, as far as I'm concerned, only, I would say, in the last 4 or 5 years, right, after Sandals came on stream, right, that you started to get close to that, plus the SGU student accommodation. So right now you have additional flights coming in. For example, from Boston, I think that's coming in tomorrow, right, direct from Boston to Grenada. So you need to continue building your room stock, quality room stock, to cater for that growing travel, leisure, tourism industry. And that is why I am personally and professionally defending the strategy of building out these quality resorts to help support the tourism industry, which is a consumption engine, great creator of employment, foreign exchange earnings, and help with the viability of the Morris Bishop International Airport. So that to me is a very correct and timely strategy at this stage in our development. And yes, there are other things that need to be done, but you cannot do everything at the same time. So I believe that the government in due course will promulgate the other aspects or sectors of the economy where they want to see foreign investors and local developers get involved under the auspices of CBI to strengthen the Grenada economy.
Okay. We're out of time, so I'll give you the final opportunity to invite people to that panel discussion tonight.
Yes, so I'm just one voice. There are 3 other individuals who are more worthy than I am to enlighten you on the program. One, its structure, its origin, how it works, and what role the local agents play in making sure that the program is properly run, making sure that the applicants that come to apply are properly vetted and documented and approved, as well as to shed some light on the types of projects that have been undertaken or are in train with respect to the CBI program. So again, we invite people. It's 6 p.m. to the Luke Cinema tonight, and it's going to be streamed online. I think the credentials for streaming are up on the CBI Facebook page, and I know some people have been circulating it in the WhatsApp group chat. So it's TNR. I think is the you could do a search on Google. You'll find it this evening at 6. So.
Okay. So Duncan, thanks for dropping by and enlightening us. I know a lot of folks have been trying to call in. We didn't we couldn't take as many calls as we would have liked because people wanted to hear you expound on the CBI because it is a topical issue. People have a lot of concerns. So I would extend an invitation to you in the not too distant future again to come back and continue, clearing up some of the misconceptions that people have. Let people get to ask you some more questions. Maybe that way people would become a little less counter.
A little less apprehensive and mistrusting. Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is, just to wrap up, if you don't give people information, they will use their imagination. And oftentimes they imagine the worst. So as far as the CBI space is concerned, it is lacking in information and explanation over the years. So how can we blame people for the attitude and disposition towards the program when those of us who own the program and who have been managing it have done precious little, if anything at all, to enlighten the public? What are we to expect?
So that's a yes in essence.
And emphatically.
Folks, I've been speaking with Mr. Richard Duncan. He is the chairman of the CBI program. And that's the conversation for this morning. Those of you who called or contributed one way or the other, thank you for being a part of it. We have to go. We've got to join the BBC. Thank you.